UConn freshman undergraduate Aleysha Ortiz is pushing for the Dexter Manley Collegiate Award title for illiteracy. Dexter Manley played football at my alma mater. Then after his NFL career ended and he had to go get a job, he announced he was functionally illiterate. Although in fairness to UConn, Aleysha wasn't found to be illiterate after spending 4 years at the college. I have experience with Hartford Public Schools where Aleysha attended. At one time, I observed classrooms at a high school in that district that I still have PTSD from. The school was completely out of control. So I can tell all of you teachers that no matter how bad you think your students are, well, you don't know how bad it can get. So let's hear Aleysha's story. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With cold, blunt analysis cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's time for the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
And away we go.
Did you ever think you'd be going to college here?
No, never.
And why not? Your last name is Ortiz. You could have went to Harvard if you wanted to, especially if you demonstrated the right kind of politics. Demonstrate your opposition to capitalism by hurling pig's blood at a bank, and they'll even offer you a full-ride scholarship. Or better yet, roam the countryside calling for the stripping of Second Amendment rights while claiming to be a victim of a school shooting.
In some ways, Aleysha Ortiz is living an American dream. The 19-year-old began her freshman year at the University of Connecticut in Hartford this fall. She's excited to study public policy, the culmination of hard work after moving north from Puerto Rico as a child.
Because you don't have to be able to read or write to craft public policy. If you're illiterate, why not study something more your speed like gender studies? And hard work? Like, where did that come from? I don't remember hard work being a factor in this news story.
Do you remember when you first came to Connecticut?
Yes, I remember I was very nervous, but I know it was going to be better opportunities for me to learn.
But Aleysha says those opportunities never came to fruition. Even today, could you read this, or would it take you a long time?
It's impossible. I just see his words everywhere.
Aleysha graduated from the Hartford public school system last year, but she says today she is illiterate. She still doesn't know how to read or write. When she was in early education,
they would just either tell me to stay in a corner and sleep, or just draw pictures, flowers for them.
And when she was in high school, she relied on speech-to-text programs and other apps to read and write essays. So if you had an assignment where you had to write something, you'd open up a document like this and then do what?
I would go here, change the text-to-speech.
It says dictate.
Dictate, yep. I love pizza.
If she had used the example, let me not, to the marriage of true minds admit impediments, that would have freaked him out.
How you would do your assignments.
And then
Cats in the World VAK sporting a twin-prop airplane.
If you had to read something, that's how you do it. She said her mother, who does not speak English well, tried to get answers.
She advocated so much. She went to the school. The principal will promise her that they will do better. And sometimes there will be people from the district or the directors promising her that they will do better.
Now, Aleysha is suing the Hartford Board of Education and the city for negligence. The suit alleges the school district documented and acknowledged Aleysha's learning challenges through multiple grades, but because they were not adequately addressed, she continued to struggle academically and began exhibiting maladaptive behaviors in the classroom.
Oh, so your behavior was their fault, not yours. Got it. I guess neither was it your parents.
Sometimes I will feel proud to be the bad child because at least I was something to them.
What did she say? Let's try that again.
Sometimes I will feel proud to be the bad child because at least I was something to them.
What? I think speaking is something else she needs to work on.
While the city of Hartford and an educator named in the suit declined to comment when contacted by CNN, in a statement, Hartford Public Schools wrote, "While Hartford Public Schools cannot comment on pending litigation, we remain deeply committed to meeting the full range of needs our students bring with them when they enter our schools,
just as long as it's not reading or writing. The full range of their students' needs probably include gender studies and personal pronoun issues. A student in need of education in Marxism and social justice are probably well covered, but reading and writing, let's not get too carried away there.
and helping them reach their full potential.
What's the dog, man?
Dr. Jesse Turner is the leader of the Literacy Center at Central Connecticut State University. He feels the main issue here is inequality in public education.
And here we go. Good old Jesse Turner is going to get to the root of the problem. And by looking at him, you know where he's going with this.
America should be asking a question. Do we really care about our children, all of our children?
Did you ask the mother if she cared about her child? I mean, how am I responsible for her illiteracy?
And I would argue that maybe we don't.
A 2019 report from EdBuild, which promotes equity in public schools, found that majority non-white school districts get $23 billion less than districts that serve mostly white students. Minority enrollment in Hartford's public schools is at about 90%.
The Department of Education's a big con job.
Plus, Turner fears a crucial guardrail will be lost if the Trump administration follows through with abolishing the Department of Education.
First of all, that $23 billion figure is bunk. Rich schools are not entitled to Title I, Title II, and Title III funding. Title I is for education services for students. Title II is mostly for training teachers. And Title III is for education of English language learners. Poorer schools get a lot more money for improving teaching and helping students to learn than rich schools. Rich schools get a lot more money for gymnasiums and athletic fields, band uniforms and band instruments. You think those things would have helped her to read? Besides, how much does it cost to help a child learn to spell? How much does it cost to quiz them on their spelling? How much would it have cost for them to find out that she was illiterate? Aleisha wouldn't have slipped through the cracks if her teachers knew what the f they were doing. I have long been an advocate of returning to the days of normal schools, where future teachers could concentrate on honing their teaching skills. As it stands, teacher preparation programs fall under the guise of college departments of education, and they are incompetent. Take an education course sometime. You'll see what I mean. And by the way, that guardrail that he's talking about did a great job in directing Aleisha down her future career path.
How do I protect the special education children? Who do I go to if I close it down?
What? You'll no longer know how to teach special ed kids if the U.S. Department of Education disappears? Really? You won't know how to do it anymore?
College has presented its own obstacles, but Aleysha says UConn has been accommodating. But she doesn't want any other student to go through what she experienced.
I know we can do better. And I know we have a powerful community that wants to do better. I want to be the voice for them.
Ah, hell. We have another David Hogg on our hands. I have a better idea, Aleisha. Spend your time learning to read and write. We already have enough bitter malcontents in this country. We don't need another. So who do we blame? For one, her parents, or at least her mother. I didn't hear anything about a father being involved. Yeah, her mother doesn't speak English. She's Puerto Rican. I always thought that English was typically spoken by most Puerto Ricans. You learn something new every day. But even still, you can not speak English and still ensure that your kids learn it? Clearly the school district has failed her, as well as many of her teachers. I can see how she could have skipped through a science course or perhaps math, but how does someone pass an English class without knowing how to read or write? The local college departments of education also failed her, but then again, that's a given. And last but not least, how about Aleisha? No one told you to cheat by using technology to hide your deficiency. No one told you to enroll at a local university even though you knew you were illiterate. Why didn't you enroll at a local junior college and take remedial courses to catch you up on your language skills? Are you telling us that a junior college wasn't good enough for you? It was good enough for me. Are you somehow better than me? I also have a question. Who is paying your tuition at UConn? It costs $36,000 to attend UConn for an academic year. Your mother doesn't speak English, so I imagine she isn't that well-to-do. Why are you getting us money? One more thing. I'm not sure I believe her. Part of me thinks that this is just a means of squeezing big money out of a school district. I can see an illiterate student sailing through a high school curriculum, but elementary school? There were no spelling tests? No in-class readings? When I was in middle school, my history teacher would make me read a paragraph of our textbook out loud. Once I finished, the student sitting behind me would read the next paragraph. This teaching method is called round-robin reading, and it's horrible. However, it's practiced everywhere, especially by low-quality teachers. It doesn't require any prep to teach. Just have students pull out their books and turn them loose. So at no point, no one ever asked you to do that? And if you're a teacher who does round-robin reading, quit. Let me know what you think. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.